This is a review of the Bray Property Management Lease. Each portion is summarized, however, you are responsible for reading the entire lease. Please refer to the written document as we go over each section. You may pause this video at any time to read the exact wording. At the top of the first page in capital letters, it states, "This is a legal instrument. If not understood, legal tax or other counsel should be consulted before signing. If you have any questions on any part of the lease, please ask your legal counsel for clarification before signing. This is a binding contract." The first paragraph identifies Bray Property Management as the landlord, the tenant, and any co-signers, the address of the property, and the security and pet deposits that apply. Term. The term of the lease begins the first day you are responsible for the property and ends the last day of the month listed in this agreement. Rent. Rent indicates the regular monthly rent payment and any prorated payments at the beginning of the lease term. There are some important things to remember. Rent is due on the first day of the month in our office. You can mail, drop off, or set up payments electronically via the internet. In any case, it must be received by the 5th. You will be charged a $50 late fee if rent is not received by the 5th. If rent has not arrived by the 10th, you will be charged an additional $30 more. There is a $30 fee per check for non-sufficient funds or bounced checks. Multiple occupancy. This paragraph explains that each person who signs the lease is responsible for all of the rent and any other charges. Utilities. The tenant is responsible for all utilities listed as tenant responsibility. Please read this paragraph thoroughly. It is imperative that utilities be placed in the tenant's name in the first 3 days of occupancy. If not done, Bray will do so at an additional fee. Use. Only those people listed on the lease can stay in the unit. Also, there can be no more than 2 people per bedroom. Animals. No animals shall be brought on the premises without prior written consent of the landlord. This includes visiting pets. If pets are allowed, specific requirements are addressed in the lease. An additional pet deposit will be required per pet, and only the pets listed can occupy the residence. House rules. House rules address the expectation of courtesy regarding noise, odor, trash disposal, animals, parking, and use of common areas. If your unit is part of a homeowners association, you are responsible for obeying their rules and regulations. Ordinances and statutes. Only lawful activities will be allowed. You must obey all local, state, and federal laws, ordinances, and statutes. Assignment and subletting. We do not allow assignment or subletting. You must contact your property manager regarding any change in who is living in the unit. Maintenance and repairs. Please feel free to decorate and hang your pictures, but you may not paint or wallpaper the unit. The tenant is responsible for all glass breakage or damage caused by the tenant through any act or by negligence. You are also responsible for any damage caused by guests or family. You are responsible for the people on the property. You will also be responsible for keeping up the grounds, care of the lawn, shrubs and trees, weed control, and litter. Snow or ice must be removed from public walkways within 24 hours of accumulation. If you neglect these duties, you will be charged for it to be taken care of. The Bray Maintenance Department will be responsible for all repairs. Do not attempt to do it yourself. When you call in for repairs, you automatically give permission for the Maintenance Department to enter your unit. Not everything is considered an emergency. Emergencies are no water, no heat or no electricity in the unit, water line breakage, or flooding. Inventory. Anything that is on the property when you take possession is to remain with the property when you leave. Default Colorado lien law. Read carefully the following 2 sections, default and Colorado lien law. Make sure you understand them. Be aware that anything you leave on the premises when you move out is considered abandoned. Holdover tenancy. This section covers charges that apply if you stay past your move-out date. Motor vehicles. You are required to keep all vehicles licensed, insured, and in working order. If there is a problem, please talk it over with your property manager. Security deposit. As part of this lease, you pay a security and cleaning deposit. This is not the last month's rent. If the property is not damaged, is cleaned properly so it is in condition to re-rent, and you have no other outstanding charges, you will receive the deposit back minus a carpet cleaning charge. Deposits are processed for reimbursement within 60 days. If you do not move into the unit after signing the lease or break the lease at any time, there is a fee to re-rent that unit. That fee is equal to the amount of the regular monthly rent. Damage to premises. This section explains what happens if the unit becomes unlivable. Note that you are responsible for any damage you have caused. Collection. Please be familiar with the collection provision. If your account is so far past due that it has to be sent to a collection agency, the collection fee of 33.3% will be added to what you already owe. Entry and inspection. The landlord has the right to enter the property in case of emergency, to make repairs, or to do inspections. Indemnification and landlord's liability. The landlord is not liable for damage or injury to the tenant, guests, or to any property unless it is due directly to the negligence of the landlord. The building itself is insured, but none of your possessions. As part of this lease, you are required to purchase renter's insurance. Please review these sections to be sure you understand them. Abandonment. Any property you leave behind when you move out is considered under the abandonment clause. The cost of removing that property from the premises will be added to your bill. Storage and insurance. If there is storage space at the unit you're renting, please read the section on storage and insurance. Anything stored on the property is done so at your own risk. Nothing dangerous can be kept or stored on the premises. All public entries, walkways, or halls must be kept clear of obstruction. No vehicles except those of the tenant can use the assigned parking areas. Possession. This section covers the rights and responsibilities of both tenant and landlord in case we are unable to give you possession of the property at the start of the lease. Notice to vacate. You must give us at least one full calendar month notice in writing when you plan to move out. Our leases always end on the last day of the month. If notice is received late in the month before your move-out date, you will be charged rent for the following full calendar month. Releasing fee. A releasing fee equal to 1 month's rent will be assessed for any early termination of the lease. Satellite dish installation. If you choose to subscribe to a satellite, TV, cable, or phone service, please familiarize yourself with this section before you purchase the equipment and install. Please be aware that before you can install a satellite dish or cable line, you must have written landlord permission. Normal wear and tear. When ready to move out, refer to this section. It clearly covers cleanliness and move-out condition expectations. Please remember that carpet cleaning will be coordinated by the landlord and expenses will be reflected in the security deposit reconciliation. Lead-based paint. If you are renting an older property built before 1978, the property may or may not contain lead-based paint. You will receive an information pamphlet that explains the risks of lead poisoning. Please read it. Brokerage Disclosure. There are several different brokerage relationships available. On this transaction, Bray Property Management is acting as the broker working as the landlord's agent. You, as the tenant, are a customer. Additional provisions. Your particular lease may have additional terms listed toward the end of the document. Please be sure and read these carefully. Move-in, move-out checklist. You will be given a detailed move-in, move-out checklist. It is to your benefit to complete it carefully. This is your proof of any damage or defect to the property before you moved in. It must be returned to our office within 7 days of your move-in. Please have the property manager answer any questions you have. When you sign the lease, you are stating that you have read the entire lease and that you agree to every part of it. Thank you for your attention.